Hi, this is Shermane again. I'm back. Yes, I'm coming back with yourself. Today we're going to pick up where we left off, but what I want to do is to define some things. Sometimes we get self-respect and self-image and self-confidence. We lump that all in one as if it's the same thing, but it's really not the same thing. I'm going to be a little bit quicker today, so I may stop in mid-sentence and say, okay, next time, and we'll pick it up from there. But I just want to continue this theme. What self-worth is what we as a person feel like we are worth. And sometimes we compromise that way too much. And then our self-respect is the opinion that we have about ourselves. What opinion do we have about ourselves? And many times that opinion will bounce off of what we truly feel that we are worth. And sometimes with it being compromised, we will have a lower self-respect and a higher one for someone else, not realizing we're worthy of high respect. Again, the Bible doesn't say not to think highly of yourself. It says not to think more highly of yourself than you should. But you should always think highly. But sometimes that takes a little bit of work based on our experiences that we've had in life, and depending on what put downs and challenges that we had in our upbringing, sometimes in our experiences in life, that kind of challenged us and made us question, our value and what we really have to offer. And then we have self-confidence again. And we want to kind of look at the self-confidence aspect of it and understand that self-confidence is what we believe about ourselves. What is it that we believe? And then and based on what we believe, what do we see in our minds? We call that self-image. What is the image that we see in our mind of ourselves? Our self-worth and self-respect are both parts of our self-esteem. They're parts, and you need self-worth and you need self-respect in order to feel good about yourself. And when you like yourself and you act confident because you feel that you are of value, then you tend to treat people that same way. And so I want to share something with you. We had Paul, who was sure of his ability, and he said, I can do all things through Christ. He didn't rely on himself, but he knew also with the presence of the Lord, he could do anything. And he didn't allow himself to be challenged in that way because he knew what he was called to do. And Paul was sure of his purpose. He didn't question, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? And all of that, because he had gotten clear direction. And this is something that sometimes it takes a little time for us to know. And it took him time. He figured that out on the road to Damascus. He didn't necessarily already know it. He figured out his real call on the road to Damascus. What road will we be on when we find what's going to represent our road to Damascus? What experience will we have there that will reveal to us what our real purpose, our true purpose is in our life? We'll all have one, some a little more dramatic than others, but still we'll all have that Damascus road that we'll travel and bump into what our purpose really is, and then can go from there and be sure and not question our own steps. But we have to deal with the image. What do we see? What do we see as far as ourself is concerned? Do we see a person of value? Is it based on things that we see on television? Do we take all of our advice from the talk show? Do we look at magazines to try and measure up? Where do we get our images from? The image that makes us feel like we're good. Is it from the radio? Something we hardly ever listen to. Where is it? Is it a commercial? Is it some artist, musical artist that we hear singing the song that we love so much? Do we see that as the image that we could make ourselves to be? I just kind of wonder where do we get these images from? And then I also want to encourage you not to be consumed by those things, because those things may not even be who you are. Those things may not be the image that you could even successfully portray to anyone else. To act tough, is that the image that you want? That you're just a tough person, you're always in conflict, you're very sensitive. What is the image that you want to portray? If you behave differently from your values, you lose self-respect, because what you say your values are, and then you do something opposite, and then you always have onlookers, then self-respect is something. But even if you never have anybody say anything, you know that you're acting the opposite, and what you think of yourself will be challenged. If you even before you can be honest with someone else, you have to learn to be honest with yourself and be the honest you that you are, and understand that you are valuable. You hold gifts inside, and that you have to have a healthy self-respect in order for anyone else, because it's what you're going to portray that others will pick up on. Even if you're successful creating some tough image, everyone will think you're tough when you're really not, because it's an image, but you won't feel what they think. And as soon as they see you slip, they're going to say, "Oh, I thought she was," or "Oh, I thought he was," because you gave them an image that was really not you. One person may think one thing of you, another thing of you, because those are the images you're putting out. But when you put the real you out there, flaws and all, they can't challenge that. Just be you, and know that you're a work in progress, and keep it moving, and just be happy for the person that you see in the mirror, because you woke up another day to get it right. And if you don't get it all right today, pray that you'll wake up tomorrow to work on it once again. And that's it. Eventually the image will become so much of a chore that you have created, until at some point dropping your guard is actually going to happen, and the real you will emerge. And it is different than that you presented to other people, which causes people to be shocked, because you weren't the real you, the authentic you, not realizing the authentic you is okay. This will also put pressure on you, and it can intimidate you. Who intimidated you? It wasn't the people. You intimidated yourself by not being authentic. So we're going to go from that, being the authentic you. We're going to deal a little bit with the self-image trap that we put ourselves in. And hopefully you'll listen in. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm enjoying this, even if you're not. But I look forward to seeing you again. And understand, the only reason why I'm doing this is out of love, but also out of some horrible experiences that brought me to a great place. And so I want to share my journey. Part of this is just my journey, learning these things and sharing them with you. Hopefully you can avoid some of the pitfalls I had to go through in order to learn the lesson. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Be as awesome as you are, and be authentic. Bye-bye.